Welcome back, everyone. Going to the second half here at Drop Frames, where we're going to talk about games. Why isn't that the catchphrase for the show? Hold on, that rhymes in every... It's been like 7 billion episodes, and I've just stumbled upon that phrase.
Well, you never brought up the topic of a catchphrase for the show. I could have fucking 100 of them before next week.
Okay, so you're ready next week.
We'll start next week's show with your 100 catchphrases.
Tell you what,
just go 1 to 100.
Let's limit it 20. I'll do 20.
20 of your best.
20 for you. Because if I did 100, there'd be a lot of losers in there. So I'll whittle it down to the 20 best drop frames catchphrases, and might even put a call out on Twitter.
Okay.
See what the crowdsource it a little bit. See what people come up with. But
okay.
I didn't know we needed one.
I didn't either till now. A billion shows. God damn it! I hate this channel. How do I get?
You know, the most common one is going to be like 3 white neckbeards babble about some shit.
Well, they wouldn't be wrong.
You know, honestly, I kind of like that one.
I think that's got some legs on it. You know.
Yeah.
I think that might be where we go.
Yeah.
Zeke, let's start with you. What have you been playing? Oh, wait a minute. I joined your channel the other day, and you were beside yourself in frustration and rage.
What?
And then I got timed out because I said something to, I think to Katie or something as a joke, and it didn't go over well. And then you got upset, and it was a whole ordeal. How is Riven? Zeke, how's that going?
Do you remember what it was in regards to?
No. I do remember. Did you ever figure out what Scott said? Because that was like real funny, but it was also one of those things like, oh my God, Scott's like kind of an asshole.
By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Scott is my like right-hand mod who
is an asshole.
The phrase kind of an asshole. With enemies, with friends like these, who needs enemies, he's that.
Yes.
To me, like,
yeah.
He is the worst. Like, he spends like hours just thinking of ways like, okay, how can I call him fat and stupid today in a very inventive manner?
Yes.
And he just sits there coming. I was like, nah, he crafts these great, like, just insults. But yeah, so what did he say? Do you remember?
Oh, I do remember, because it looked like it had been workshopped. So Zeke was playing Riven. And at this particular point in the game, I think you were upset, or you just been doing the same thing, or trying to do the same thing for a very long time. One particular puzzle.
I'll explain why, like, the frustration was there after this. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Katie was there, kind of helping you out, and I think Scott said something to the effect of, "Katie, we're here to watch Zeke, not you, solve these puzzles." Because we all know how that goes on your channel and how many viewers you get on your channel, or something like that. I was just like,
yeah,
jeez.
Fucking savage, dude.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, that was how I entered the channel, and I was, I'm gonna stick around here. This seems fun.
Yeah.
There's some folks in chat wondering who Katie is, if you want to.
Oh yeah.
Katie's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sorry. Katie's my girlfriend. She moved in with me. Classy Katie on Twitch if you want it. She's streaming right now.
Another streamer, by the way. Yeah.
But so okay.
How's Riven?
With MYST? Okay, we discussed MYST last time, right?
Yes.
And Riven is the sequel to MYST. Now, they play completely differently. Riven is not a puzzle game like MYST was. It is a fucking hidden object game. People have these great memories of Riven and stuff. The great memories of Riven probably pertain to the environment, the way it looks, the immersiveness of it. And that absolutely agree with. 100% improvement over MYST as far as like feeling like you're a part of this era, this age. They call them ages, right? You're a part of the 5th age, which is also known as Riven. And you're in this world where, like, that was created from these linking books and stuff like that. And it's really good. It's really, really good, like walking around and looking at everything. But I will say, it didn't challenge my puzzle solving ability. What it challenges is your meticulousness, touching every little thing. There was 2 main sections in the game that I'm sure people remember, either from my stream or from playing it when they were younger. 2 main sections that held me up for literally hours. Like, there was an entire 8-hour stream where I made 3, I could just call them progresses. Like, 3 things happened the entire stream. And I barely, like, moved the story forward. There is a section in the game where there's this fish head, like, statue thing, totem thing in the middle of the forest. And there's this like path leading up to it, and there's these 2 mushrooms on either side of the walkway that you kind of just like disregard as scenery. And you keep going back to this thing, going like, there has to be something here. There has to be something here. And I swear to God, it's like 2 pixels, like maybe 4 pixels on the screen, where there's like a little tiny nipple on one of the mushrooms that you just kind of like, you pass by. Like, I pressed on the mushrooms, but then I didn't press on the nipple on top because I didn't think that could have any like solution there. But I randomly like touched on it, and I will give credit to Katie for being there, because it was like hot and cold. She didn't give it away, but it was definitely like, you get close to the place where you progress and you see that person go like, tense up, like,
sure.
I'm like, okay, so fuck, I guess I'm in the right place. So I was just like, shit. And I was looking all over, and I finally hit that little tiny 4 pixel like nipple on a mushroom. This little like switch comes out of it, and the mouth, I'm like, are you fucking joking me? Are you kidding me? And the other section I got stuck on for hours because I couldn't progress. And also, I will say, the entire game is behind this door. You go through the door, and what you have to do is, like, I went through that path and that tunnel so many times. And I checked left, right, up, down. Take 1 screen forward, left, right, up, down. Turn around, did it again. But what I didn't do was come through the door and then close them behind me. Because accidentally did it. How I discovered this was going through it from the front way. A lot of times, trying to go through the door, I would accidentally close it. Like, fuck, close it, and then have to reopen it and do the animation again. And it's like, fine, okay. I did that enough times where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to close it behind. And I closed it, and it was just like, right there. There's a clip of it. He did the thing in your chat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the nipple. But yeah, you close the door, and then there's 2 paths leading off, and that the entire game is behind those. Like, it's the bottleneck of the game. So those took me hours to find, and it really didn't feel satisfying because I didn't figure anything out. It wasn't, if there was a clue, any sort of like clue related, there it is right there. Right behind those doors. If there was any sort of clue relating to that, like in any of the journals that I read or something like that, like something mentioning a door, I would have gone through the game and checked every fucking door and felt like I figured something out. The way it was, I didn't feel good about it because I just happened upon it. And that's the difference. That was the difference between MYST and Riven for me. Was MYST, I felt like I figured shit out. Riven stumbled upon shit. Like the whole game. There was a couple of puzzles, but like the puzzles, by the time that I got to like some of the more difficult puzzles, I knew how to do them because I had seen what they pertain to so many times. It's like, this looks exactly like this thing I've seen 75 times. So the pattern recognition was already there. Like there was this marble puzzle where you put these like different colored marbles and I was like, oh, I've seen this a million times. So I know how to, I was just like, bloop, bloop, bloop. I got one switched around. So I fucked around for a few hours, like not understanding why I didn't get it, but I accidentally swapped 2 colors. So I was like, felt stupid. And the other thing, I couldn't progress because when I got that puzzle, I immediately like, because there's like a press that goes down. Shh, that means it's powered. Immediately after doing that, I pulled it back up for some reason. And then I went around, I was like, where do I go? How do I do this? And then finally I pulled it back down and did the thing. And they were like, yeah, you fucked up. You could have progressed like 3-4 hours ago if you hadn't like pulled the press back up or whatever, like to give power to the other domes. And it was just frustrating, but it's a well-constructed game. And the only problem I had is the hidden object aspect of it. I would have liked there to have been even the smallest clue, just the tiniest clue, to the nipple and the door, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of just world building environment shit that pisses me off because it looks like you're supposed to do shit. Like there's this altar that is just there for looks. Like I don't mind it if I can see like the altar, but you can zoom in on each individual part of it. So you're like, this has to do something. Maybe I don't have the thing. And you keep coming back to it later going like, can I touch it now? Can I move it now? How about now? Like every so often you come back to these places going like, this has to be something, right? No, it doesn't. It's set decoration. So that all aside, did I have fun playing it? Absolutely. But I will say, if you caught me at the end of streams where I still hadn't made progress in a few hours, I may have really wanted to find like where you live and break all your windows and like slash your tires, just like that. I apologize.
In a good way, though, right?
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. I heard that
impulses that you like. If you're an adult, you know how to quell those impulses. But
yeah, I heard for the Mortal Kombat
there, yeah.
fatality guys, they actually just make him play puzzle games like Riven, and then they have him do the fatalities afterwards, so he knows how to.
Actually, they just skip that step. They just have them watch Zeke on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, because I'm sure, like, it was frustrating for people who have played the game who knew these little tiny things. All you have to do is click on one thing, and there's only one. It's point and click, like writ large. It is one button the entire game.
Yeah.
You only have to press the left mouse button. That's it. The inventory thing is really misleading for people who have played Avenger games before, because for most of the game you have one thing in your inventory, and that's the diary of Atris. But you keep wanting to pick up like an axe. Like you see an axe out on the forest, you're like, pick it up, put it in your inventory, use it. Nope. You don't pick up shit until the last like 20% of the game. And then they put the shit in your inventory. Like you don't actually pick up most of anything. But anyway, the voice acting is or the environment creating is great. The story is really cool. If you get into it, you kind of have to do recaps because in between progressions, you're like, it's been an hour, and if I knew what to do, it would have been 3 seconds. Like from that point of lore to the next point of lore. But for me, or anybody who got frustrated, it was like 3 hours. So you're like, wait a minute, where were we in the fucking story now? I totally fucking forgot. So recaps were important.
Sure.
But I'm looking forward to playing MYST 3. People said MYST 3 is also very, very good. And I'm not like, even how frustrated I get, it's just because I'm having a good time. I just want you guys to know that I'm still having a good time, even though I'm frustrated. Just because something pisses you off doesn't mean you don't want to complete it. If I was having a terrible time playing these games, I would stop playing them. I made that promise a long time ago. I'm not having fun, I'll stop.
Yeah. And you have.
There are times when I stop having fun, for a little bit, but I've learned that I will not let the game get to a point where I can't think of anything to progress it. So to be fair, I asked, I think during my Riven play, I asked 3 yes or no questions just to save time. One of my questions was, is the thing I'm searching for on this island? The answer was no. It's good. So I don't have to fucking click on every single little pixel on this island. So, couple of questions like that, just to save time for me, going over the same ground again. But other than that, most of the shit, couple of hot and cold things, but it was great. And I'm excited to check out MYST 3, and that's going to be tomorrow noon.
I think that's a skill set that streamers develop that you wouldn't think about until you're actually forced to think about it. We're very good at asking questions that are succinct and only have one way to answer it so that nothing else is said from that answer. That's something that we've practiced years for, because we know exactly what answer we want and if it's binary and how to phrase it. And that's very useful sometimes.
Sometimes very useful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just don't think about it. So also,
and honestly, getting help with the things I got help with, I didn't even feel like I was cheated. I didn't figure something out, because like I said, it's a hidden object game, and all I need to know was where do I not need to be?
Yeah. Yeah.
All I have to just click on other things in this area. Okay, I'll find whatever it is in this area that I have to click on. I didn't ask how to figure out any puzzle aspects this. I never asked for help with this. The shit of it is when you discover this, you can't solve it right when you get to it the first time, and that fucking pissed me off, because you have to move forward in the story or in the game, and then come back to this. I'm just why would you give me this? Because once I figured out, I was you gave me you let me have access to it way too early, and I spent hours in here for no reason.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
The entire 999 franchise.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'll never touch that. Yeah. That's my worst nightmare. Well, cool. So did you finish Riven? Is it done?
I did.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Cool stuff.
Yep. We're starting fresh, noon Pacific tomorrow. MYST 3.
They made a third one? How many MYST are there?
7.
What?
Yeah. I mean, there's MYST offshoot games, but core games, I think 5. And then there's a couple of online games ish.
Wow.
Okay.
5. I had no idea there were that many MYST.
I didn't either. Huh.
Wow.
There is MYST.
They all good?
MYST. There's MYST Riven, MYST 3, MYST 4, MYST 5. And then there's MYST Online, Uru Live, whatever that is. And then Uru Path of the Shell, Uru to Denis. There's games that are in the MYST world. Yeah, just lots of offshoot games. But core games, it looks like 5.
Cool.
I'm interested to hear what you think about them. Did you play through them?
Yeah, are you playing them all? All?
I'm not sure. I know I'm going to play 3.
Okay.
4 and 5 I'm not quite sure yet. I kind of
Here's-
want to jump away from it for a little bit and get back to something like maybe a little newer.
Let a random question, only because I'm thinking far ahead. Are the two of you going to do a playthrough of Last of Us 1 before Last of Us 2?
Yes.
We should coordinate that so we're not all playing it at the same time.
That's a good call.
Yeah, because it will only
I'm
take
doing mine.
2 to 3 days to beat. I think it's pretty short.
I'm doing mine early June sometime. June 19th is Last of Us, right?
That's when it comes out.
Last of
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be doing Outward, a full playthrough of Outward and DLC. I'm going to start that on the 16th when it comes out, and then dive into Last of Us 2.
Okay.
But I'm probably going to do it like early June.
Okay. All right. Zeke, are you going to play through the Last of Us 1 before Last of Us 2 again?
Yeah, maybe. But like, The Last of Us 2 is
I'm
one
just
of
doing
those
like a normal
games.
run.
Yeah, I'm not doing a grounded run. I'm just going to play through it for story purposes, not for I'm the best gamer of all time purposes.
Right. Last of Us 2 is one of those games that I really, really want to play and release.
Yeah.
But business-wise, it might not be the best decision. So I'm still struggling on whether I'm going to play it immediately or down the road a little bit.
I would just play it immediately. It's probably like a 2 to 3 day game, and like it's one of those things where you
that
want
means we're all
to
going to be playing at the same time, right?
all of Twitch is going to be
Probably.
playing it. I mean, it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta come up with something to make it mine, make it fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You should.
I would love to
Yeah.
see you play it on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah. Or the easiest.
That would
And
be
then either side of that, and then just lie and say, "Oh yeah, this is the hardest difficulty." And just say it's the. That's a Zeke way right
So
there.
I'm that good.
Yeah, you're that good. You're a God-given.
Wait a minute. Those guys take like 3 headshots no matter what on the hardest. Like, no. There's a little spot. If you nail it, they go down.
Yeah.
Like,
you really
it's
know
hard
what
to
you're
hit, but
doing
I've got real good
in
at
the
it.
one shot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. You should do that. I have to play that game again because my only time playing it was on release in a singular stream for 16 hours, and that's it. I've only played it in one sitting. So I have to play that game again because it's been a very long time. And it was a 16-hour stream, and I don't remember much apart from like the major plot points. So, anyways, we'll coordinate off stream.
Well, that's also a game that I might just play offline.
Yeah. Also not a bad idea. Cohh, more Fallout 76 on the channel, but you also started your Yakuza 3 run yesterday. How's that going? How's the old
it's
Yakuza?
great. Yakuza 3 Dad Simulator's phenomenal.
Wait, what?
I love it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Dad Simulator? Well, hold on.
Yeah, so not really. I mean, this is sort of spoilers, but not really. But Kiryu, who is the lead character of the Yakuza franchise up until now, he runs an orphanage in this one. So like he is overseeing an orphanage. And I don't want to say too much more than that because it goes into spoiler territory. But a large portion of the game up until this point has been dealing with the issues that come from the 9 kids he is raising at this orphanage. So like all sorts of things, bullying at school, racism, like different aspects, infighting, stealing. Like there's all these like little tiny situations that rise up that Kiryu has to like play dad in. And the thing is I'm so torn by this stuff because it's really endearing and they're super feelsy, and the way that Yakuza presents them is really pretty great, and I'm having a good time with them. But there's this side mission that's the main story, and it's really, really good, and like I really want to do that, and he'll be like, "Okay, it is time for me to go and face what's coming to me. But first, I lost a dog and I need to go find him." And it's just like, no, go do the thing where we have to stop the evil organization. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just kind of like, I like these little dad parts, and especially as a dad, like they're super cute, and there's even some fishing, and like it's really fun. But at the same time, like the main story in this game is there's some crazy shit going down. And I really like to kind of like, sometimes I just want to see what's going on there. and that's been kind of an interesting dichotomy to play through. So, but the TLDR is it's great. I'm having a good time with it. I can't wait to get back to it, and it's really just been a joy.
Dude,
yeah,
I'll tell you, when I first opened like the I don't know, first couple of hours of Yakuza 3 when I was playing it, I cried. I got like teary-eyed. It was really emotional for me. I was just like, I liked seeing that side of the series for sure.
There's some really like hardcore feelsy parts to the game, no question. Like there's some really great things that happen and some really great examples of like kids doing the right thing, and like there's some really bad things happen to good people, and the game doesn't really hold back on that. That's one thing I've always loved about the Yakuza franchise. It's like sometimes real bad things happen to real good people, and that's exactly what happens in this game. And sometimes real good people do real good things, and you get to experience that as well. It kind of covers the whole map in a really good way and gives you an excellent total package, which is not something that you always get out of games. A lot of times games are shooting for like certain emotions, and they'll just kind of hit those few notes that they're trying to get from the player, and then they're done. But Yakuza games are a really great job of, you're laughing, you're feeling, triumphant, you're loving the characters, you're hating the characters. Like, there's this one specific time when, oh, dude, there's a full golfing thing.
I was waiting for him to finish.
Yeah, but it's so good. But there's like one particular scene, like, and again, I don't want to spoil it, but like your character makes this very meaningful transition from one place to another, and like there's these back-to-back scenes, and it just each one is like, oh god, like what the hell? Oh god, it's even worse than that one. And this is like, oh man, that's really good.
He's really emotional.
Yeah, exactly. I got so verklempt that I just had to take a pause.
Yeah, no.
But no, it's really good, man. I'm really enjoying it, and honestly, I can't wait to keep going. I've got 3, 4, 5, and 6 to do somehow before Like a Dragon, which I don't know if we have a date for Like a Dragon yet. Do we? Zeke,
I don't
you probably know. Do we have it?
I haven't not.
I don't
think
I don't think we have a date yet.
They have. Have they committed to 2020 though?
I think
it's sometime in 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So and funny enough, interesting little tidbit, by the way. It's Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon in Japan. It's Yakuza Like a Dragon here. They dropped the 7,
which is smart. I think.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's very clearly like a different. Apparently, it's a different feel. I mean, obviously, the combat system's totally different. New main character, so I mean, they're really kind of restarting it in a lot of ways.
I mean, it makes me want to jump in more because it is putting the emphasis on the fact that I don't have to have the references of the other 6 fucking games to jump
exactly.
In. So that's
apparently
good.
Even though the connective material is there,
yeah,
which is why I'm playing through 3, 4, 5, and 6 before. But from what I understand, like a lot of places are being like, you really don't need to play the old ones to enjoy this one. Like, you're gonna have just as good of a time. It's not gonna, you may not get a reference here and there and a character here and there, but you're gonna get the experience if you go in blind. So that's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Zeke, go ahead. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this.
No, I just wanted to mention the golf game. Like, I came upon this golf game. I thought it was going to be another like regular mini game. This was fucking really, really good. Like, I don't know why they didn't continue it in the other games. It's so goddamn good. It's easy. It's not overly complex, but it has enough moving parts to be pretty difficult and rewarding at the same time. Like, goddamn, dude. They didn't have it like the same thing in 4. They had like the fucking, didn't they have wasn't it just the range? Like the driving range or the chipping range or something like that?
Yeah, is that a chat question?
Yeah, I'm asking.
They had a driving range.
Someone said they had it in 4, but
yeah.
But it was so good. I was just, I don't know why they didn't include it in the other games. I guess because they're not in the same area. Because this is in Okinawa, right? Like the
it takes place mostly
the tropical Hawaii of Japan, kind of. Because they wear like floral shirts that, like, I mean, look at how they're dressed and stuff. It's a very tropical-ish kind of place.
Nice putt.
I'm guessing that may be why it's not in the other games.
Yeah.
But
You have to set the swing as half power, and every so often I just forgot to do that. The exact same amount on the little thing would be either like 3 times by the hole or like right in front of it like that.
That was funny. Well, cool.
I make lots
so
of
good.
mistakes when I stream.
So how long is Yakuza 3? Is it a big game? Chat was saying it's the longest when I was
20
talking about
hours.
it. Oh, that's not so bad.
I did a look on how long to beat, and they said if you stick to the main story, it takes about 20 hours. There's a lot of side content. So I mean, there's all sorts of extra stuff you can do. And my playthrough is easily going to be significantly longer because I'm like fishing and doing side quests here and there. Like I'm really enjoying it. I'm not going to do everything. I'm warning people. Like I'm pretty much sticking to the main story in 3, 4, 5, and 6 because I want to get these done and in the bank. So when 7 comes out, I'm planning on like a big day 1 playthrough of 7. Of course, they're going to announce it when Cyberpunk releases, and that's going to throw a wrench in that. But as long as they don't, I'm planning on a big playthrough of 7. So I'm kind of sticking to the main story, just doing the little fun stuff here and there, karaoke, of course, and, playing the mini games and stuff. But, it takes about 20 hours, I've heard, to do this one.
Cool. And this is on the PC? What client are you using?
No.
Oh.
They recently released some remasters.
Right.
So there's a remaster, I think, of 3, 4, and 5, I believe. But I don't think 6 needed a remaster because it's actually pretty recent. Okay. But I think there's a 3, 4, and 5. I got this on the PS Store, and I'm playing it on a PS Pro.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. Cool.
And other things for me, I've made a return to VLR, and I'm now completely addicted to that game. It has become absolutely insane. I apparently left VLR like months ago, like right before things started hitting the fan. I came back to it, got a couple endings in a few days, and then all of a sudden went down this one line where just everything started exploding. And now it's just gotten to be one of the most batshit crazy gaming experiences I've had in, like, from a story perspective that I've seen. It's just everything is so crazy in this game. And the puzzles are still a lot of fun. And if one thing alone, Zeke, I think if you have some time, you should play VLR just for the puzzle rooms alone. Like, some of those puzzle rooms are really, really cool. As long as you remember the golden rule, which is whenever you're having problems with a puzzle, stop what you're doing and keep looking around the room. Because like you were saying earlier, like with Riven, like there's so many times in this game where you'll be staring at a puzzle and you'll be like, I feel like I should know how to do this, but I don't. And then all of a sudden, you look around the room and you close a door, and on the back is like the answer to the puzzle. And it's just like, oh God damn it. But yeah, so that but man, it's been so much fun. And I'm actually going to finish it and go from there. And then let's see, final little gaming update for me. I'm playing on this pretty second from hardest difficulty in Rimworld. I've built my ship. It is totally ready to go. And I'm preparing to leave the planet, which is like the hardest part of the game. And we're going to be doing that at some point in the next few weeks too. So
nice. So someone randomly came in my chat and said that you were getting very angry on Rimworld. It's something. What is that localized?
I get very angry on Rimworld all the time.
Okay.
Well, one particular thing that happened last time that was infuriating was that Burke Black, who was he's my main artist.
I hate that
my
guy.
Best gunner. I know, he's a terrible. But basically what happened was he got food poisoning because my cook got high and then made a bad batch of food. Yeah. Thanks, Max. Max the Million Dude.
Fucking Christ, Max.
And actually it's Max 2.0 because the original Max died and then I made a new one. But anyway, so Max 2.0 got high, made a bad batch of food. That then had Burke Black get sick, and in the very final stages of food poisoning, you get really slow. And then Burke was moving back into my base when I got one of the worst random events, which is a mechanoid drop. And what that is basically a bunch of mechs that just drop somewhere on your map. And what they did was they literally dropped in a sea around Burke Black, who is extremely slow. So he tried to hobble into my base. He couldn't make it. This swarm of mechs came down and just shredded him.
Well,
they took him out in seconds. And I don't mean knocked him down. I mean, they removed his spine. They just tore him to shred. I had to put him in a sarcophagus in my freezer, and I'm hoping to revive him later, but I probably won't. But it was bad. So I was pretty furious about that because that was stars. Randy Savage is a storyteller, and this was stars aligning in just terrible things that the place that he was, the fact that he had food poisoning, the type of drop that it was, the pattern that it dropped in. It was just everything aligned to have Burke get shredded. So I was pretty frustrated.
All right.
Yeah, it was very Mortal Kombat. Right.
Yeah, I was about to say it's Mortal Kombat reference there.
You, however, in my game are my main grower, and I
A
cut
grower,
off your
not a
hand.
shower, Cohh. That's what I've always
That's
said.
right. I cut off your hand and replaced it with a cybernetic hand that all the fingers split off into little pieces, and you're now like the best farmer in the world. You just like walk around with your hand out, like the Emperor casting Force Lightning, and you just like sow seeds like it's going out of style. It's kind of nuts, man. Like, it's pretty impressive. And you're somehow not dead, so that's good too.
Well,
and Zeke's still doing his thing. He's our best constructor, making masterworks left and right.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
Good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We'll keep you alive. It'll be good. In terms of what I've been playing, more Persona. I'm 90 hours in. I've just hit what I guess a lot of people are saying is the worst dungeon. It is the 5th dungeon. It's the space dungeon with the robots.
Oh, yeah.
People are saying it's the worst one. Yeah, the burger guy. I guess that's kind of spoiler. For those that didn't get the hint yet. I'm having an issue with that game now to where it's become too easy. Like, I can hold down sprint in normal dungeons and just run into the mobs in the space dungeon and just auto fight them and kill them. And so, like, you can kind of like bypass that fights. And it's kind of not a game. I'm just along for the ride at that point, which is a little weird. And then you hit this elephant motherfucker who is the hardest thing in the goddamn game. And he just like one-shots you and that's it. And it's like this with a giant spike up for one fight and then all the way down and just like this for the rest of it. And so that kind of sucks. I'm hoping that like does this and kind of plateaus and gets a little bit harder moving forward, but I feel like there's so many changes in Royale. At least what I'm understanding is that it just gets easier the more that you play the game, or the later down the line in the game, because Royale added so many things when it comes to like what the difficult aspects of the base game were. So I'm hoping that picks up, and it's not just like ginormous difficulty spikes that make for one super crazy difficult encounter, and then the rest of the game is just a joke. That's not like a fun difficulty, at least for me. So we'll see. But I'm still enjoying the story. I'm still surprised by almost everything. I didn't know about the international trip that occurs randomly, just seemingly out of nowhere. Just, hey, we're going on a trip. Oh, okay, all right, that's fucking random. That was cool. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
I've learned that's a Persona staple. It's like, oh man, we're all grieving because someone's in the hospital, but let's have an omelet party. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of that. Yeah, I don't know if I have any. I don't think I'm halfway through the game yet, and that's a little bit. This is right now. Apart from Path of Exile, this is like the longest game I've streamed ever on the channel, and that's, well, maybe not Final Fantasy. I guess to classify that even more, the longest like single player game that I've ever played on the channel. And that's a lot, like approaching 90 hours. Some say barely halfway through the game. It's a lot. Luckily there's not that much else out right now. Terraria's got that update later this week, but in terms of like big releases, it's kind of dry till Last of Us 2. So it's nice to kind of have a fallback game. But yeah, it's a lot. I'm trying to think if I've seen anything new that's only Royale that I've been told about since last week. Did they have the fusion alarms? Did they have that when you fuse personas and you go to the Velvet Room and there's an alarm going off? Was that in regular Persona?
What does the alarm do?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar.
Chat's saying that's new. So when you're exploring like Mementos or a palace, randomly an alarm will go off in the Velvet Room, and so you go to the Velvet Room and it basically introduces RNG to persona fuses. So you create you create one persona, and that one has a chance for like a certain number of its abilities to just randomly change Most of the time it like upgrades from like the tier 2 to the tier 3 version of that. So the main character now and like the 5th palace, I have all tier 3 spells unlocked already.
Because apparently you need it to be easier.
Yeah, right, exactly. The next cool thing is for the second fusion that you do, it is a complete RNG fest. It doesn't matter what you fuse, as long as you have 8 like abilities unlocked for that persona, it fuses into a random persona of random level, and then all 8 abilities are random. And so you can get like you can seemingly get the strongest personas in the game with a completely different skill set at whatever level that they want. And so it's kind of fun to like sit there and constantly reload and see what you can get. But you can also reload a lot and get really crazy shit. Like I have a persona that has all boost of every affinity. And so I use that as like a fusing persona to put with other personas so I can get like double boost of ice and then have like a Bufudine or whatever, which is the tier 3 ice, so that it's just like stacks. So again, it introduced a way to kind of like gamble the personas, but it also, the end result of all of that is it makes it easier.
Yeah. I was gonna say, that sounds like it breaks the game.
It very, yes. Yeah. Yes. People have said that they've pulled like Satan from that. People have made the Mara like early in the game. Like Trumpeteer has showed up from that for me. Just like the, late game personas, like level 70 plus shit can just pull from that. So yeah, it's a lot.
Who's your main persona? You still with Ouija or?
Oh, who is my main? Oh no, from the alarms, I have.
Oh, okay.
I have 3 out of the 4 riders at level 40.
Okay.
And so I'm using those because the other aspect of the RNG, the 8 abilities, they got. I'm gonna forget the name. They basically got all the like HP and SP recovery abilities. So like
like invigorate,
endure, like all that shit. So
yeah.
I'm 3 or 4 hours into the space dungeon and the main character is at like full SP.
Yeah.
So
insane, dude.
I don't even have to like use items, except on one character I have to use SP on Morgana to heal. But I use, I guess, Unicorn the most right now, because they have the res with full HP unlock. And so when someone goes down, I can just res them with SP, and then the next round they'll get 15 or 20 SP that round, for just existing, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I'm using like Pale Rider. I have the Red Rider. I have a bunch of just random personas that all have like tier 3 all elements on them.
Mm-hmm.
So like, again, there's very little difficulty. The only difficulty right now that I have is like finding the weakness fast enough before I die, which in essence is kind of like the difficulty of persona to begin with. But I have all of the affinities. So like, it's fine. It just takes time.
Who's calling the plays, so to speak?
Oh, I have Futaba. If that's what you're asking. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, and that brings up the worst part about this game now.
Okay.
I actually, it's only been 1 dungeon. I'm contemplating changing it to Japanese voice acting for dungeons or fighting aspects, because anytime that you get a fucking weakness with the main character, she says the literal same line. And in some fights, that's like 4 to 5 times that fight. And it's knocked them right on their feet. Nice, Joker. Like that. That's all is like that's what the stream becomes, is Futaba just going, knocked them right on their feet. Nice, Joker. Just over and over and over and over and over. And I hate it so much. I've even passed, like, I've even purposely, even though it's a bad gameplay decision, I've purposely passed the baton to someone else so I don't have to hear that fucking line. Because it drives me insane. And it never drove me insane when Morgana did it, because she would just say, like, looking cool, Joker, or whatever, and it was fine. Like, that wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Or you found its weakness. Good job, or something like that. She just like...
the longer the voice line, if they repeat it, the worse, the worse it gets. It's just... If it's just, good job, that'd be fine. You can say that as much as you want. But if it's that long line, like, knocked them right off their feet, nice, Joker, like, that's too long to be repetitive. Cut it down.
It's a lot, man. It drives me up the fucking wall. And it's only been one dungeon with her. So or one palace with her. And a couple of, like 2 or 3 runs of Mementos. The other thing, was Jose, or Jose, sorry, was he in the game yet? The little kid in Mementos? Did he exist? I think he's new. Chat's saying he's new. So let's talk about what Jose does that's game breaking. You can collect stamps when you're in Mementos now. And these stamps can be applied to 3 different things. You can either increase XP, you can increase money earned, or you can increase items found. If you put it all in money, you get 200% more gold after each fight. If you go into Mementos and you also get Chiaya's money blessing fortune, right?
Yeah.
I kill a boss or like a rare persona and get 60 fucking thousand gold from one fight if I kill it with an all-in. So I came out of Mementos in one run and got, I think, 700,000 gold in like an hour of farming.
You're making me really want to play this again, man.
That's sickening.
Like, what the hell,
That's
dude?
kind of gross.
I don't have money problems at all. And chat said I never will for the rest of the game. A lot of people said they finished Royale with like millions of gold. And it just becomes something that doesn't matter anymore.
Jesus.
Because
they've like turned it into a sandbox.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot. Like I have no farming whatsoever. I started day 1 of the space dungeon. I went to the airsoft shop, bought everything for every person, and still had 300,000 gil left, or whatever the current 300,000 yen, I guess is what it is left. And I bought everything I possibly could. I have like 30 res items that I bought. I bought 4 accessories from the Death Doctor that give Invigorate 3 that were 50,000 each. So,
because why not?
Yeah. So
I remember having to kind of save up for that shit, huh?
Yeah, I just walked in and was like, let me just get 4 of these. Okay, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like a damn meme in my channel because I kept having to like move my 1 around my character party just to get like the 1. I only had 1. And I'd like just move it around and make sure my SP stuff like stayed relatively good throughout the dungeons. Like, oh my god, man! Jesus.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in the one thing I am worried a little bit about. And one of my mods who's also finished the game recently, Royale recently. I'm worried about maxing out every social rank with where I'm at in the game. A lot of people said not to worry about it. Some people say to worry about it. I don't know.
That becomes the game.
Yeah.
Like that becomes the point of the game is like managing your time and knowing when these people are available to go hang out with them and shit like that to get them maxed out. Like it's supposedly 100%. Like much easier in P5 than it has been in previous games. But I went through the game and I think I maxed like the regular game, not Royal, but I went through the game and I think I left out like maybe 3 that I didn't max out.
Yeah. They've introduced like, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 more in Royale that weren't in the original game. And so I didn't actually find the fortune teller until like 80 hours in. And it kind of bums me out. And I also didn't find the politician until about 80 hours in. And apparently he's the hardest to max out because you can only hang out with him on Sundays, Sunday nights.
Yeah. There's only certain days. Yeah.
So from all of this, I've gleaned one pro tip for people that are looking to play Persona 5 that have never played another Persona. Don't worry about stats at all. Focus on social links the entire game, because you'll get stats from doing those social links. And you'll be in a situation where I am right now, where I have 2 stats at 5 and all the other stats are at 4 already. And they don't need to be like it, or I guess 1 is at 3, maybe kindness is at 3 or something like that. But my knowledge is 5 and my charm is 5 and has been for like 20 hours. And that's because I focused on reading books at night when I should have been hanging out with people. I should have gone outside. Shouldn't have been so book smart. Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. So
stupid reading.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been so many games like Darkest Dungeon, Persona. Fuck books.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Books are bad. I mean, I should have lived my life in the games where you just don't read books. You just stay away from them. They don't do anything good. There's nothing to be learned. It's all about what you experience. It's about life experiences. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Persona. I'd like to try to push to like the post-game Royale content by next week, but I've been told I'm like 40 to 50 hours away from that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Still enjoying it though. Music still top notch. Every like presentation wise, the Showtime stuff that I told you guys about last week, where like 2 people group up and they have like a fancy cutscene in the fight and do a shit ton of damage. I've gotten like 3 more of those, and those are fucking awesome. There's one with Ryuji and Yusuke, and they're sitting at a bar, and Yusuke is like making him a pretty drink, and then the door like slams open like it's an old Wild West saloon, and it's the persona that you're fighting there. And Ryuji and Yusuke are like, "What the fuck, man?" And they just pull out their guns and start unloading on the persona. And then like chunk a grenade over there and it explodes. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Oh, maybe it's ramen.
Good.
Yeah, he's making ramen. What was the other one? I think there's one with Yusuke and An has a whip and is like very like seductive and sexual, and then like blows open this door, and then Yusuke like ninjas his way in there and like gets behind a wall and like samurai cuts and the screen flashes wide, and it's all very good. It's all very stylized and very Persona looking, specifically Persona 5 looking. So having a fun time with it. Want to see more of it. We'll see where it goes from there. Zeke, what about you?
Oh, yeah.
You do any Sunday? What else you been doing besides getting pissed off at Riven?
I did an indie day, but it was all like, I mean, we can go through it super quick. It was Mother's Day themed indie day. I didn't play the entire. I didn't do it like a full 8-hour stream.
Yeah.
Because when we get to the last game, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
But I played a few mom themed games. I started off with like an hour and a half, I want to say, of just itch.io games that were of varying degrees of just crap to like, it's kind of crappy. But you got to bear in mind that some of these were made like game jam games, like stuff like that, made in a day, like that type of shit. But some of them were just this game was a point and click game called Happy Mother's Day, like all question marks.
Okay.
If you want to know what game is being played at any given time on Indie Day, you can look in the top left corner. I have the game title and the platform. But this was just like a basic point and click game with 3 endings that took like 15 minutes, I think, maybe 20 to get all of the endings. And the fun part about it was reading like the bad translation to English and stuff like that. There was some very funny. I want to say originally it was rush it. I can't be sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just like this 3-screen point and click game where you try and get your mom some breakfast. So you get her like an egg, you fry the egg, then you realize your mom, there's something weird about her. Something weird about mom. And if you just go just a little bit forward, because this is all just dumb, me fucking around garbage. There we go. Perfect. So one of those is your real mom, and one of those is not your real mom. Then you have to pick, or you just leave.
Oh.
And you pick one, and then you get one ending. You pick one other one, you get a different ending, and then if you leave, you get the good ending. Actually, if you don't talk to either of them, you leave and get the good ending. It says, you left like a normal, sane person. Congratulations.
Good.
That's about it.
All right.
Okay, next game.
Cool.
How much? Next, like actual game?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, if you can find it in the VOD. Because like some of the games I didn't play for more than like 5 minutes.
This one's called Your Mom.
Well, it's called Your Mom, yeah. Your Mom was actually kind of funny. I'll be honest with you. It was actually kind of funny.
Hey, slow down. Oh.
Yeah. Mom.
It's just a barely put together point and click choose your own adventure thing. But some of the choices were funny. Like it's in these games. I think on all 10, I think I've 8 or 9 games that I played. I think I spent $2. Most of them are just download for free. If you just look on itch, you can find them for free and download them. So you can't be too mad at them because they're free.
Yeah.
But this was just a kid like talking to his mom like, do you like? She tells you to go to your room. Do you? Yes. You stay in your room. The end. Like if you deny going to your room, your mom gets mad at you, and then you have more choices and so on and so forth. It's just silly, but some of the dialogue was pretty funny.
Okay. Next game. Just loading now. Oh, I think you took a break, and then you came back with Bound.
Oh, okay. We did miss a couple of the itch games, but don't fucking even worry about it.
Go check out the VOD if you want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, you can check out the VOD. They're pretty rapid fire in the
Not
first
this
hour.
VOD, Zeke's VOD.
Yeah, my VOD. Yeah. This game was called Bound. It's been out for a while. It's PlayStation exclusive, I think. Let's see. It came out in 2016, so it's a few years old, but it's gorgeous. It's one of those. People were talking. It gives kind of a Grease feel. GRIS.
Oh,
A little bit.
The movement in the game is fantastic, like your character movement, because every single movement she does is like a ballet dancer. Every single one, like whether her walk cycle is ballet, like a ballet kind of jog run thing. Her dodge, like the roll move, is a very like choreographed move. It's not like gameplay wise, it's not challenging or difficult or anything like that. It's more like to be immersed visually. Audio is fantastic. It's on. I think it's on PS Now. If you have PS Now, you can play it for free. But yeah, see, that's her walk cycle. That's her jump.
Okay.
Very artsy jump. Very ballet.
I thought we were just T-posing.
Oh yeah, people were saying like, "Oh, she runs like Naruto," or whatever. But yeah, it's just an immersive, artistic experience and the reason why this was a Mother's Day thing is because the person who is having these imagination scenarios is a expecting mother. She's pregnant this whole time, and it deals with the emotions, like the metaphorical emotions that you deal with being a pregnant mother and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. Like art wise, sound wise, fantastic. Gameplay, I mean, with 5 minutes of playing it, you're like, this isn't about gameplay. What's so funny, JP?
I'm laughing at my dumbass bot that she's pregnant, so she's doing flips and shit.
No, this is all inside of her head.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. You can move on to the next game.
All right. Next game.
If you
next
want.
game. Next game. Games and demos. We're back to it. It is Mompreneur.
Oh, this one. Mompreneur Pizza Cooking Life Sim.
Okay.
And really not much to say about it. You are a single mother. You have those, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the 6 things you have to take care of: motherhood, hungry, energy, bladder, hygiene, and fun. Those are things you have to keep up. And you have all the while taking email orders for pizza and burgers, making those, sending them out in a timely fashion. It's a timed game, so the clock is running at all times. So you got to make that money to buy new stuff, buy new ingredients, that kind of stuff. I didn't play it for too super long because the environment doesn't change a lot. It's just this kind of room where you can use the toilet, you can shower, you play with your child, you sleep.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a pretty basic simulation game. Read the blurb. Live the life of a new mom in this story-driven cooking game. Oh, the emails do have that you receive from people with their orders and stuff. They kind of tell you their life story, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, 2 pizzas and 2 burgers, please." So that's kind of how it progresses. Also, your ex, the father of your child, emails you like, "I want you back, baby. I'm sorry." Like that's like this how the story unfolds.
Oh,
And stuff like that.
do you make him a burger?
Is,
What?
there's 2 sections of emails. There's business emails and personal emails. The personal emails you get from Josh.
Oh my
fucking
God.
Josh.
Fucking what an asshole.
Terrible.
Piece of shit.
And you also get emails from your, there it is, honey, please let me explain. I'm so sorry, baby. I never meant to hurt you. And then you get emails from your friends
Josh.
going like,
what the fuck?
oh yeah, it's cheesy as fuck, but it's interesting. It's entertaining to read.
Okay.
But you also get like emails from your girlfriend saying like, girl, you didn't need him anyway. You're stronger alone. You're gonna kill this motherhood thing. Like that kind of shit. So you get,
by
like,
the way, I want to
encouraging stuff from other people. Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, can I have 2 burgers?
Yeah.
It's published and developed by Simulated Softworks, and it is $7.99 on Steam.
Okay.
So $8.
You play
Pretty basic.
Now
Now this was absolutely a mobile game, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It seems like a total mobile game. This one's called Delicious. Delicious. Emily's moms versus dads.
I like that they
I
have
don't know
that
where the
colon
moms
there.
versus dads.
Because otherwise it
came
would
in.
be delicious moms versus dads. That's a completely different meaning, right?
They are delicious moms.
Jesus. You gotta have the colon. Otherwise it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's honestly just the Emily games. There's like a billion of them because it's meant to be played on mobile, I'm sure. It says join Emily and Patrick in a hilarious battle of the sexes. Well, I played it for a little under an hour and I didn't get to any like battle of the sexes at all.
Oh.
It was just like a cafe simulator where you, for some reason, one of the first products you get, this is weird. People ask for an olive in a bag. 1 olive. Like, see that guy at the counter?
What?
He wants an olive in a bag. Just 1. And that's a really popular item.
Is that like a European? Do people just eat olives by themselves?
Well, just 1 though.
Oh,
Like,
just
I
one?
need it in a bag because I'm not gonna finish this whole olive. Like, I need a bag to carry it in.
Huh. Might be I'm gonna agree with someone. It's a drug cover. This is a game about drugs. Olive is not really an olive.
That makes sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But the battle of the sexes thing, I never got to. Like, the mom was like hardworking breadwinner, and the dad was like, I'm inept at fatherhood. That old Jim.
Sure.
Like, oh my god, I can't possibly change a diaper, whatever. But it's a mobile game. I don't know. I probably can't recommend it. Developed and published by Gamehouse, and probably the reason why I can't recommend it is it's $12.99 on Steam, and you could probably find it on mobile for much less, I'd imagine.
Dang, pricey.
Yeah, I mean everything works. It's the graphics look good. But I mean it just gave me the impression like this is what like people would play on their break times at their job.
That's definitely
they just whip out their phone
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like have like a sandwich in their mouth, and they're just like,
yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. The final game we played, I think,
it is.
Egg is broken. Heart is too.
Heart is too.
Yeah.
Now people are like, why is this a Mother's Day game? Well, I mean, I think it's obvious. You're trying to rescue your egg from a restaurant, and it's more fun than it has any right to be, because you got to try and balance this egg on the back of your chicken, your hen, and you got to jump over stuff, and the physics of it, like, see, you end up bouncing it off and stuff, and I thought it was gonna be like QWOP, like one level, but it's actually like there's multiple levels in the game that you complete after a while. There's checkpoints, which is very nice of them. They put checkpoints after most difficult sections of the game. But it's a charming little time waster, and I had a lot of fun. The only thing is, like, I had to turn off the sounds. The sounds are just terrible. It's terribly annoying. The chicken clucking and barking and all that kind of shit. So I just turned it off. I muted it and put on some music, and I had a blast playing it. It's free on Google Play. Oh, good. Someone was saying, I don't know if that's true. You can check it out.
This game's free on Google Play, or the moms versus dads thing?
Oh, maybe moms versus dads. Are you talking about that one or the chicken one?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing the mom versus dad one. I don't know. But this game is Egg is Broken, Heart is Too. It's $3. So that's a good point, good selling point. It says, you are a chicken. Break into a restaurant kitchen and rescue your precious baby egg from the clutches of evil, hungry humans. You can do it. You have the power of motherly love. That's the blurb on Steam. Developed and published by Curious Visions. $2.99. And it was like, the reason why I had to shut my stream down early is because a couple of factors. One, I didn't eat breakfast. Two,
Sure.
I had like, I want to say like
Real problem.
that last game made me want to drink, so I had like 4 shots, like 4 half shots of like scotch.
Sure.
And then this game made me like scream and yell like, no, don't go no fucking, because it's like it's so close to catching it. It's like, it reminds me of if they made a game out of trying to catch your phone after like it's slipping out of your hands.
Yeah.
And you go like, oh shit, fuck, shit. You know, you're trying to catch your phone before it falls on the ground. It reminded me of that. So I kept screaming at it, and I eventually, like, the blood vessels started like throbbing in my head. I was like, as soon as this level's over, I gotta end the day because my fucking head is killing me.
Gotcha. I thought you were gonna say it was like 2018's Game of the Year, Getting Over It.
Oh, this game is on Google Play for free, actually, as That Chicken Game. Okay, cool.
Very
Good to know.
Easy peasy.
Did the other
it was fun for what it was.
The other title not market test well? Did they have to go back to the drawing board with the title?
It's too simple.
I love the title.
It's too simple.
I absolutely love Egg is Broken, Heart is Too. It's a perfect title. I don't know why they changed it.
I don't know. It wasn't getting all the demographics they wanted. So
Maybe,
cool.
yeah. 'Cause they don't mention a chicken in this title. You're right.
It's true.
People love chickens.
They do. I'm gonna say it. They're all about the cock. You know, people love cock. That's it. That's how we're into the show. Thanks everyone for coming out.
It was a great day for egg puns, chicken puns, cock puns. Like, it was great.
God,
a good game for that.
This channel, I hate this channel's shit. Usually, this is I'm hitting back to like go back to your VODs, and this is what I met with. This fucking awful UI. Like, what is this? It's just so stupid. Anyways, sorry. I don't think you played anything else. I don't think you did anything else, Zeke. I think we're done. I think we're good. Let's do some shout outs. Call it a show. Sorry, I'm looking at the UI stuff. Zeke, go ahead.
All right. What up, everybody? Thank you very much for watching Drop Frames. Thank you to Cohh and JP for being my co-host every week. If you want to catch me or follow me or help me out, support me, you can find me at or / Ezekiel_III, just like it looks right there. On Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I will be broadcasting. Well, I won't be broadcasting, but I will be doing my role-playing show, Gone, after this in about 30 minutes on twitch.tv/table story. If you want to join us for a wacky, weird sci-fi adventure
Inflatable arm guy
trip.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
Wacky inflatable tube and fucking arm guy. Anyway, if you want to catch me playing, if you want to catch me playing video games, I will be on at noon Pacific tomorrow, starting at the very beginning, MYST 3, Electric Boogaloo. No, MYST 3 Exile is what it's called. So that's what I'll be starting tomorrow at noon Pacific and probably playing for the next couple of days. So that's what I got. Thank you very much.
Awesome stuff. Cohh, do some shout outs.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cohh. As always, big thanks to JP and Zeke. It was a lot of fun today discussing all manner of fun topics. My name is Cohh. I've met you. Hi. Playing through Yakuza 3 right now. Going to be doing some VLR split streams as well. We've got Rimworld, Fallout 76 in the evenings. We've got a full Terraria playthrough of Journey's End, the final big update starting up this weekend, and all sorts of other fun stuff. So hope to see you in the channel over there. And if I don't, we will see you next week for more fun and games here on Drop Frames.
Cool. I'll do some shit. I gotta get a green screen. Gotta get your shit together and start making those green screens. They're sold out everywhere. They don't exist. Anyways, play more Persona from now till the end of time. We'll probably work in some Terraria in there as that update I think is hitting sometime this weekend. Saturday. Yeah. Are you gonna be checking that out at all, Cohh?
Yeah, man. 1 p.m. ET.
Okay, cool. I will be playing with Strippin and Tomato, if you want to jump in. I don't know if you're doing a sub server or what, but we'll be checking out.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Looking forward to it. Games with friends seems like a fun time right now. So we'll be jumping into that. And then, Echoes of Eternity tomorrow night for some roleplay Star Wars action. The more Drop Frames next week. Oh, we also have a pre-show next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern with myself, Jesse Cox, Strippin, and Gary Whitta. Who is the writer of such movies like Book of Eli and Rogue One. And also the new hit show on Twitch, Animal Talking, which fucking has like Danny Trejo and Elijah Wood on it. Later this week. Just blowing up. Just a weird thing. So we'll talk to him next week. That's Tuesday.
I don't know if you can get two more opposite like dudes than Danny Trejo and fucking Elijah Wood.
They both love some Animal Crossing, and they're both going on a show in Animal. Have you seen that show, by the way? Do you know what that is? What Animal Talking is? It's a show that happens entirely within Animal Crossing. Like Gary's built a set within Animal Crossing, and he has them come on to his island into his set, and that's where they do the show. They just hang out on Discord and like have a musical performance on there, and it's wild. It's a fucking weird thing. I think that show's Thursday. You can check out Gary Whitta's Twitter for more information on that. That's it though for us on Drop Frames. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you on our channels respectively later this today, tomorrow. Who knows? We're everywhere. We're out. See you next time. Bye.
Where's my fatty tuna?